Step into the budget world. All three of these questions seem to have the same theme as well. First one, we are running a deficit budget. What are your plans to correct this? Considering the deficit budget in the annex building, how do you propose to control an increase in taxes and maintain a surplus? And thirdly, will you work to stop the deficit budget we have had the last 2 years? Please address the state of affairs with regard to the budget deficit and what you propose to control it and turn it around, beginning with you, Mr. Tennant.
Thank you. Well, I'm not an expert on county budgets, and I have alluded to this one several times in the past. Many people with a great deal more expertise than I have really focused on it. There have been commissioners' court meetings where one of your county officials said, "County Judge, you can't afford this building." They all smiled sweetly and asked for any other questions from the floor. They didn't address the point that was raised. They can't afford it. Well, the first thing you do is you stop the bleeding, in my opinion, and that is to stop this building. I believe that it's not necessary to be built immediately. There are a lot of alternatives that haven't been explored. Mr. Dockery has led whole town meetings discussing this subject. Clyde Eccles has met with Mr. Dockery. Other persons, Pete Gower has met with Mr. Dockery. Everybody who looks at these plans says, "What do we need marble toilets? Is this really going to be essential to the operation of this county?" Well, no, it's an extravagance in a sense. But on the other hand, if we do not stop the building, put the thing back into a rigorous pay-as-you-go kind of basis, it's just the beginning. And you know what? I talked to the county clerk and the district clerk, and they both told me, if they cut my budget 20%, I'm not working Friday nights and Saturdays to try to make up because I don't have the help I used to have. You can imagine what the results are going to be. Well, she didn't have to say it. I can tell you they're going to cut back on services. And that's going to affect everybody. So this budget isn't some sort of imaginary thing and your taxes are going to go from $30 to $32 and it's not going to be the end of the world, obviously. What we're talking about is a general lassitude that ignores the oath of office that these people took. It ignores the realities of the world that we live in, and it dreams some kind of package that they can't pay for, and they want us to do it instead. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Eccles, same question with regard to the budget.
About the first thing I would do is get into Luana's office and look at the numbers, look at the books. I haven't had that opportunity, been afforded that opportunity, allowed to have that opportunity. So it's difficult to answer that question until someone has time to look at it. But I've spent my life making some pretty good business decisions and balancing budgets and taking care of money. I don't owe anybody anything. I have a reserve of money. Should I decide I want to retire, I can do it. And I think I'm qualified to look at our county books and make a decision on what we should do. And that, believe me, is one of the first things we are going to take a look at. The building they were talking about, probably we need a building in the courthouse he's working on, but not at the price. I used to be in the construction business, as I just mentioned to you, that I have done a little business here in Karnes County and in the surrounding area. I figured the cost of that building. I had the plans available to me the day we received them. I was in the courthouse. And I sat down with those plans and I did a takeoff on, if I were the contractor, what would I bid it for? $2,268,000. The bid came up $4,600,000. Double. what it should cost. And that's what people do with government money. They're always much, much more than they should be. And I wasn't allowed to answer one question about being able to legally handle things. Folks, here's a little sheet of paper that says we have a county attorney that makes $57,000 a year of your tax money. That's what he's there for, is to take care of the legal matters that the judge needs him for. And I think I'm perfectly qualified to sit on that bench and do whatever needs doing with a good county attorney's legal assistance. Thank you.